Um, so, and
Okay.
put all of them
Interesting.
in
Okay. So starting off with the startup role-playing question, we'll start with Avery, of course, since he's busy.
Joe, can you just start with the name order?
I'm starting. So, what treasure or item or artifact that your character has collected during the course of their adventure is the most important to them at this time?
Well, it is probably their it is Avery's turn, right?
Just go ahead and do with Avery first, considering
Okay.
I'm almost done with my bag clean.
It's
Okay,
all good.
so
You're organizing things.
it's probably the quartz crystal that is, shielding him from the mind flayer attacks or whatever.
That's fair.
That's kind of important.
Moving over to... We'll start with Angel, most important artifact, item, thing like that that she's collected over the course of this journey, at least currently most important to her. Again, it has to be a physical artifact, so a character won't count.
Damn it, why not?
Wait, does that null and void mine because my artifact kind of became a character?
The bit of quartz that's deflecting off of the...
It also became the mind of...
I suppose
agent.
it technically does. So if you want to restate your answer for a moment, and also therefore give Megan a bit of time to think.
Alright, so I would say the angels is the necklace that her father left her.
That's fair.
Pretty much the most accurate statement I can give you.
Yeah.
Alright, I
Because
got
it has been the most helpful.
Avery's new answer is like the brain crystal thing, because that's what he assumes to be the key to finding answers.
Right. Totally valid answers. And then we go ahead and we move over to Violet, her favorite artifact, item, object that she has, or most important to her item, artifact, object that she's gathered during the adventure.
I would say the necklace. Not the necklace, who made that? Never mind.
A created item would still count.
Well, I would say the most important thing in her adventure, if we're going to be accurate for her, what she thinks, is probably the brain and what it did for her. That would probably be the most accurate of statements. That makes sense?
Yeah.
But as far as what she thinks, I'm going to give you the most bro answer that she can give. These really cool digs that I got to wear for my family.
Fair enough. Yes, so that is still...
Thank you.
up and running. Next up for Xanon, most important object, artifact, item, whatever, that you've collected over the course of this adventure.
So would it be Venestra considering
Oh, Nessie was next in the camera order, so.
Probably his earring,
Is your
which is the ascendant scaled ornament.
Gotcha.
Feel free to read these, but don't read this.
And then down to Venestra, if someone wants to go ahead and read that off in the chat.
Okay. Brick, you said that you were going to read her stuff if Amber wasn't here.
Ah, okay. I'll read it. V's main item that is named after her power source and is her... Wait, what? I'm having a stroke? V's main item, ... that is named after her power source and is her and that she constantly strives to... Okay, thank you. That is named after her power source and is her body and that she constantly strives to enhance to make it stronger. Speaking of dragon blood, dragon god, Gale, mighty desire to know. Now, if we're talking about personal items, any item of hers that holds memories of her home.
Fair enough. Alrighty. Cool. Inspiration die all around for the roleplay question, and then, of course, a recap of last week's events.
We all went to go to the Amethyst Dragons thing. It was the last thing that happened.
That was the session before last.
Nope. No, Joe. That was last session.
Wait, did you guys do that during the middle of the night stuff? Yes, you did.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because she can walk there and we can use the tree to get back.
That's right.
So we use the tree to get there and she's going to walk us back. So.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's right. Lunar god.
Violet made a pact with Merphis. Venestra is showing prototypes to the male counterpart of that set.
And that stoner god gave us a huge dragon scale.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Really hate that my brain got mixed up this last week, because I was excited when all that info was fresh in my mind, and now it's like, shit. Been left out in the sun to dry.
Angel and Nicodemus really didn't have much last session. It's more Violet and...
More Violet and Halcyon.
V and Amira also got a job to forge adamantine chains. Halcyon and Violet's amethyst stuff got restored. Violet got more amethyst dragon boosts.
Yeah. It became an awesome dragon, half dragon thing.
V got dragon blood and a god dragon scale.
To find something to do with.
No, she got amethyst dragon blood.
Collected amethyst dragon blood specifically from the floor when the amethyst dragon partially sacrificed itself to help cure you of your shit, and then the dragon scale that came from Merphis, of course.
Merphis. Sorry, I'm currently cleaning. We're halfway done. We're just about finished as far as that's concerned. But
It's all good.
I kind of look. I now have a tree. You guys can see my tree behind me. Tree. So my sister gave it to me, so I could put all my books on it. So I got lots of romance novels.
Yep.
Let's see. I think that was pretty much everything. I don't think we missed anything. Xanon also got really upset about something, and we didn't know what it was about, but all we heard was him screaming.
That's true. He like shot lightning into the sky.
You didn't hear me scream.
Yeah.
I think you heard thunder.
Yeah, we would have heard thunder and saw a giant beam of lightning parting.
There was specifically
skies.
thunder spell usage. I think outright screaming. No.
He did scream, though. Right? Or something.
No.
I believe so.
No screaming.
No. I thought.
But yeah, I also saw a giant stone eagle with rune work teleport away.
Yes, you did. And that is where we ended the session, if I recall. Catching sight of that giant stone eagle that was revealed from behind the clouds.
No, it's not where we ended session, but there was a stone eagle.
I thought that's where we ended, isn't it? Where
Nope.
specifically did we end?
We ended as the sun was rising, Joe.
I believe that's where we were going to pick up, but either way.
Nope, that's where you ended the session.
Okay, let me go ahead and make sure that I also get the calendar up and running properly as well. Because I need that.
I'm so confused. Here's me keeping track of the facts and being like, why are you telling me things that aren't true?
Refresh. Okay, I gotta scroll down back to where we are.
I gotta make a pencil work.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay. So now, as we pick up and the sun rises, it's not as bright a morning as anyone would expect. Up here, mornings aren't usually the most intense anyway, but there is a mild dark tinge to the sky. It catches itself unexpected, if not for, again, the recollection that today there was meant to be an eclipse. However, with the eclipse being comprised of the moon of Felicia Minnow being obscured halfway on either side by each of the other moons, that in and of itself is an odd and unusual circumstance. It was also not mentioned to be a solar eclipse. Yet here the three moons are, held before the sun. The subtle darkness and twilight, it seems that it makes cling to the sky, also further catches fire to the aurora all around you.
Can I roll for astrology? Wait, no, astronomy.
Yeah, not specifically a skill, but I would say, actually, I think nature would fall under that.
Nature, that would do it. Yeah, I knew it wasn't a skill, but I just wasn't sure what you would say to roll instead. I'm gonna roll.
History would also work. History.
That's a nat 20, DM.
Excuse me.
Ooh, good job.
Natural 20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And a +4 to nature.
Natural 20 on a quote-unquote astrology check. Although I suppose...
Astronomy.
I suppose astronomy. Astrology, I would say, would fall more under a religion check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. First of all, I mean, there's the obvious that you already knew. An eclipse like this, it's not usual. It's not very typical. The alignment and let alone just the logistics and math of this kind of eclipse happening are... If you're lucky, you may see this kind of happening maybe 75% of the way, like once every 60 years or so. This sort of full half and half on both of the moons in front of Felicia Meno, and then that furthermore crossing in front of the sun. It's like Zach Galifianakis in that heist movie where you're seeing the math kind of materialize in front of your face, trying to move through the calculations. And not only is the likelihood of this infinitesimally small, but it's...
When it comes to astronomy, it's not a likelihood. Was this supposed to happen, or was it not supposed to happen? Did something do this?
This is, for all intents and purposes, a natural alignment of this. But as far as just cosmic drift, the rotation of the ring itself to allow this kind of positioning even, as far as the frequency of this specific event happening, you don't recall any historical instance of this specific type of eclipse in the past, aside from, again, all of those partials. So this may be a first-time event.
Really? It's been around for 1,000 years and it hasn't happened this once?
Again, these three moons and the sun, they eclipse with a lot more frequency than eclipses happen.
We would have
just on our
seen
Earth,
it
this
coming.
Specific type. Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, we would have been able, looking at the last week, we would have been able to know that this is a natural progression of that.
Yeah.
It is?
It
is. Okay, cool.
This is
like, I
a
wasn't
natural
sure
progression.
if maybe
It's
someone somehow moved a moon out of its... I was worried like someone moved a moon out of its orbit or something. Like,
not quite. This is just an insanely infrequent event. To the point where you're not sure if you can recall a specific time that this is specifically happening alongside being in front of the sun. You don't recall a specific historical mention of it, even with that nat 20. Now, that said, that does factor in your +4 there.
Avery pulls out his notebook and starts taking notes and sketching, as this is a unprecedented phenomenon.
Yeah, as far as sketching it even just in the sky, there's a couple of things of note. First of all, with it catching in front of the sun and therefore making the aurora completely and totally visible, even just in the hours of the morning. The aurora, as shown previously, even only briefly in the previous night, the aurora seems like it's less those fantastic and beautiful like purples and greens, and more just like it's caught in a brilliant orange fire. The ring of Felicia Meno itself sort of reflecting off of the aurora, that same sort of almost phoenix-like firelight blasting across the sky in that beautiful and wondrous orange. And to that extent as well, even just magically in terms of ambient vibration, you already felt, as the aurora was coming out, there was an intensity to radiant energy that you could just feel, as well as that sort of wild instability. That wild instability, that feeling that magic might go awry and get twisted out of shape, that is gone. That radiant intensity, however, is doubled over. Strong, intense.
Man, these kids are gonna feel weird.
Oh yeah. As far as Angel's concerned, your morning started at 4 a.m. as all of your kids were obscenely fucking bright. But
bright or are crying because everything feels weird and they're upset because it feels weird.
Bright, and it doesn't feel weird, it just feels strong.
Well, Okay, I'm gonna let you know. Sometimes when things feel strong to anybody, their stomach messes up. So I have a question. How many kids are either hungry or upset?
gastrointestinal complications.
Okay.
As far as just emotionally causing a loss of appetite for some of them, sure.
Okay.
But
Okay.
as far as a couple of visual phenomena that you note to be unique, there's, of course, the aurora itself catching fire, because, again, this coalescing with an aurora, let alone, it's also, again, not very common.
But Aurora is fire. How does fire catch fire?
Well, okay. More so strictly insofar as it looks like it is orange fire streaking across the sky rather than the oranges and the purples and the pinks that you would typically see with an aurora.
Oh, okay.
And you do see, especially closer to the eclipse, even though, you do still have to shield yourself because part of it is looking at the fucking sun.
Mm-hmm.
There are elements of it around the corona of the sun, especially where you can see sort of that white and blue, where everything just looks like the sky has been caught with firelight. You can see Euskea as close as it is in its own rotation in the eclipse itself, almost having its own sort of reflected corona in a soft blue. And at the back of all of it, with
Almost had a screaming angel moment.
at the back of all of it, with Kamari at the back corner. It's typical to say, when a moon is half full, that there's a dark side to the moon, but it seems like it's almost a painted contrast. There's usually a faded line somewhere. It is hard-lined separation, dark and light on that moon.
Right.
I don't have colors, but he would have drawn a quick sketch, kind of like.
Yeah, not dissimilar to actually what's going on. Not too dissimilar.
Oh, I need to grab my other notebook too. On the opposite side of the bed.
And there you go, proof that you adequately described what was going on.
Yeah.
When even the least
The only variance there would be some of the sizes of the moons, but I digress.
Yeah, I don't know the size of the moon.
Euskea specifically being a sort of almost satellite moon in its relative size compared to the others, but
So
either way.
is there a lot of crying going on? This feels so weird.
From a lot of the kids, there are audible cries of confusion, there's fascination, even just as some people are gathering up and looking out the windows, among even the diplomats here, as this is an unusual event. And of course, among many of the elves and even the star elves, they themselves are also sketching this out, taking a look at and taking stock of this incredibly rare event.
I'm so glad I get to share this with you. He says, Avery would say to Aiko.
This is really strange.
I don't think it's ever happened before.
As a mechanical note, as well, during this eclipse, for however long it lasts, as there's not yet a guess on that, not only has radiant magic increased in its power, but fire magic specifically, pyromancy, has grown just as strong.
I'm back.
Mechanically speaking, in the event that it comes up in combat, in a fight, whatever else, radiant magic and fire-based magic, this also includes if you were to change the damage type to fire, if you have that kind of thing as a sorcerer, or to radiant. Both of those types of magic, by default, will just roll their maximum possible value for their damage dice. They do max damage.
I'm just letting you know Angel's sitting there like uncomfy. I'm uncomfy.
Only things I have are frost, bludgeoning, and psychic. Oh, and necrotic.
Yeah. As a note
Oh,
for
I
this
have
as
lightning.
well, everybody, and I mean everybody who is present at the very least on the continent of Akkadian during this eclipse has resistance to necrotic damage.
Oh, shit.
Restart.
Well, along with those odd colors of the morning, as you take stock of that, Avery, I'm going to get just kind of a morning routine out of everybody, just to kind of see what everybody's doing here before we roll with the rest of everything. So we'll start with, of course, Angel. Given the odd event going on outside, and the general...
Oh, Venestra says, does that include flame tongue fire damage?
Any magical fire damage.
Any magical fire damage.
And any magical radiant. So, which also means if you were a light cleric, you would be put on effective steroids during this eclipse. But either way. We'll start with Angel. All of her kids in some level of various states of freaking out, having fun, freaking out. And just generally confused, looking outside. As there's this... It's almost like waking up on an overcast, rainy morning. It's that kind of tinge to the sky around this light. But everything else on the ground is bathed in this almost orange sepia tone.
Does it feel weird for Nicodemus and Angel at this moment, considering the audience and considering Felicia Meadow?
As relaxed as you both are when you wake up, it's like you wake up immediately having 10 shots of espresso in your bodies. You are amped up immediately.
But that means they're gonna do something. That's not a question.
It's not my job
God.
to dictate whether your character shows restraint. Okay?
Hold on, let me see if she rolls. Let's roll for this freaking restraint. Let's see how much restraint she has at disadvantage.
If you want to impose disadvantage on yourself, by all means.
Considering what they are, yes.
A horny eclipse is a completely different event. I will just let you know.
I know, but there's too much radiance, and she's really close to burgeoning as far as dragons goes, and...
So, would this phenomenon possibly be called a double solar eclipse flare? That's what he wrote in his notes.
Mechanically speaking, and this is how Githoven will classify this. An all-seeing eye eclipse.
In quotes, all-seeing eye.
Okay. And I will get to further questions about that in just a bit. We're going to go ahead and, again, cover...
I think Megan was trying to say something.
Exactly.
Sorry, Megan.
I know.
We're going to cover Angel's coverage of the morning and, of course, Violet's, see how that goes. We'll rotate back around to you and then cover, of course, Neseo and Venestra and, Piper whenever Piper arrives. But either way.
Oh, no. Okay, DM.
Yes?
I'm gonna have to roll in the chaos table.
Oh.
A secondary chaos set of rules that involve Amora.
Given that dissipation of chaotic magical energy, as this eclipse has rolled out, I will allow you to roll it twice and choose the effect.
It's because of if the all-seeing eye is a gateway. It's a gateway.
Right. It's okay. Not strictly equating it to that. This is just that's how Githoven's going to classify this event.
I get that's how they're going to classify it, but that's for the way you've described the feeling. It's like there's a
Right.
like
I
the
get
portal.
what you're saying. Either way, with that chaos effect, I will allow you to roll twice and choose the result here. That's my point.
Okay. We have to give you the... I don't know when you're going to plan this, but this is going to happen some point today. From what we've discussed.
I'm gonna go get an ibuprofen. I'm getting a headache.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
by all means, dude.
I
I don't want people in pain while they're playing this. Now sometimes that can't be helped, surgeries and all that, but you know what I mean.
I rolled a
You've
1,
made a
Joe.
mistake by putting that in my hands.
I rolled a 1, Joe.
What was the other roll?
A 1, Joe.
Snake eyes? Good to know. So again, regardless of rolls, anything specific you're bringing into that routine? Again, this is just kind of a quick sort of getting into the motions thing before we...
I'm letting you
full
know,
swing this.
Angel, first of all, is feeding the newborn. First thing is just attaching the newborn to the kitty at some point.
Yeah.
Middle
Which
of
the
night.
newborn generally has been pretty calm, particularly feisty this morning.
Oh, so basically I got bit this morning. That's what you're telling me right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm not telling you. You inferred it.
I do have a question for the Lolth child. I have a question. How unsettled is she, considering what she is? She's one of the ones I would worry about, considering what she is.
She has,
Because usually she'll make a hammock wherever we're at.
yeah, she has
There's only
made
3 moms
basically a protective, almost cage-like web around her area.
That's a don't enter zone. Hope
Yeah.
is the only person anywhere allowed near that. That's for sure. That and what is it? Umakiku.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the nature children would be able to get close, but won't be done in the other ones. Or Lucian. Lucian's nice.
Yeah, most all of the nature children are all kind of coalescing with each other. They are grouping up.
She looks at the large stag child. I need you to hold your sister. I just can't.
Stag Kid just nods, snatches the baby gently.
And I want you to take that into all accounts. Any one of the Layborn today might be very unenergetic.
Yeah. Which, even just some of the Layborn that you can see out of the corner of your eye, a visual characteristic that you have not seen on them before. Mm-hmm. The light that's on them looks like a flickering candle.
Holy shit.
And right now it's not blue either. It is again that bright, burning, fiery orange, which usually when it changes like that, they've attached to a ley line, and usually that means fire ley line, but fire ley lines are usually a lot more chaotic, blasting, burning than that.
Alright, so she's gonna look over at all of her children. I need everybody to vacate the room. Who needs to be vacated? Mom and Daddy. Mommy and Daddy time.
Yeah.
Ouch.
They all make their way out.
energy
This
is not helpful.
feels crazy, love.
And I don't care. I'm letting you know the next minute he gets tackled.
What do you mean you don't trust? Okay, roll
Through
a
those
morning
limits of the-
performance check.
Yeah, no.
As we cut to
Oh.
orange.
That is a natural 20. Roll up 2 ones. Should I roll for the other part?
No, actually.
Okay, awesome.
Because, well, Nicodemus got a 19 natural for his performance. He got a 2 for the other part.
Oh! So, yeah. This is gonna be fun.
So,
Can I still roll the other one just in case? See how... See if
in
it's
this
a
instance
conjoined
again, no.
thing.
You can roll it, but
I
just don't
wanna
tell
know
us
if
what
it's
it would be.
conjoined. And that's a 1.
Yeah. Not something that affects you, strictly.
Thank God. One
So.
day the one that didn't affect me.
That one was just a freebie for shits and giggles.
Oh, good.
So, that is Angel and Nicodemus's early morning hours, kind of in that stretch of 4 a.m. through to the other early bits, onto what
I would
Violet
say-
and
I would say
Halcyon are
that.
doing.
Did we make it back? You said we made it back, right?
Yes.
So she runs over to Griffin with like a package of like all of the things that they got from the house. She's like, Halcyon, I need you to carry like 3 of the package. Just 3 of them. Can you hold 3 of them? I've only got arms for 4.
Slow the hell down. I get you excited.
I get to say thank you.
Right. Anyway,
So she
she's got
knocks-
these things for you. Knocking frantically on the door, and Griffin's there. You hand him a box of merchandise that you got from the Amethyst Dragon. The fuck is this?
I found a place where the people basically go based on your world, but based on different time zones. Like she had like a 1950s kitchen, and then she had like a 1960s kitchen, and then a 1970s kitchen, all based on time periods, and they still work.
Oh. All right.
Not me realizing I've been a part of 3 decades. 2000s, 2010s, and now the 2020s.
And I brought you one of. She pulls out a switch that works, and I brought you this. And it plays the game.
You practically see the loading wheel appear on Griffin's forehead as he struggles to register what the fuck he's holding for a moment. Okay, if you weren't taken, I would fuck you. Also, if I wasn't taken.
I also want you to teach me.
Kinda,
I want to teach me how it works, and I also want you to teach me how this Atari thing works, because they gave me a used one, and because I gave them a new one.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Look, I made some
I
Eclipse
also,
glasses because I knew this was gonna come up today. I got some for everybody. I'm gonna need you to distribute.
Oh, I can distribute, but one more question. I was able to get a battery thing that will charge these. But they have to meet you first.
Cool. I'll meet in like 2 hours when everybody's having breakfast with the Eclipse glasses and after I change my pants, yeah?
Yeah. You want to take this with you? She takes hands on the switch.
He just snatches the box and slams the door in your face. Not an angry slam either, just a...
What does he say to Tansy? Because Tansy's there.
Tansy, I'm gonna rock your world. Not in that way, actually. Just look at this shit. I thought you were talking about fun. This is fun. Look! As you walk down the hall.
Oh, I also have the comic books. That's one thing she's going to give to him at the table.
Fair enough. Okay.
Oh, she's actually going to give that to Angel to give to him.
Totally fair. Avery went ahead and observed and cataloged kind of what was going on. That's kind of how his morning was going, observing that and looking over that with Heiko, enjoying the spectacle of it. So we move down over to Xanon. His partner and his dragon. Camped out where you are. The oddities of the night and now the strange colors of the morning from this event. What's going through your head in the wee hours of that early morning, like 5, 6 a.m.?
Going through my head.
Say that again, I apologize.
I was thinking out loud.
Oh, you feel your
I
head.
think. I think he would just try to distract himself and go look for Vanestra.
Go look for Vanestra.
And just in time, we move on to Vanestra.
It's a decent pivot point. Decent.
V would be continuing to research how she was going to use the Amethyst Dragon Blood and Dragon God Scale before she'd get ready to put down said Dragon Turtle. While Amira would be using some arcane cards and magic to do some divination related activities, 2, before returning to help V with the research preparations. V would exit where she was and bump into Xanon. Morning, Xanon.
Morning. Hey, busy.
Typing. There's an Amber.
Welcome in, Amber. And I apologize, misnomer, as I'm reading over my notes, not all-seeing eye eclipse, Phoenix eye eclipse. My bad.
Not too busy, beyond being ready to fight that dragon turtle. What's up?
Would you like to train today?
You said it was a Phoenix eye eclipse?
Yes.
Yes.
That O-E or E-O, I always forget.
P-H-O-E.
O-E.
With all
Acronym
fire theme
P.
comes. Oh, God. I didn't realize that.
And now you know. Now you see how Futa came to be.
Fuck. Clear, beautiful painted picture reduced to... I'm not going to touch that. You get an anti-inspiration point. Fuck.
God damn it.
Vanestra said
Okay.
sure would be wise to get some training in to warm up before we fight said turtle.
Was that a joke? Or if not, I'll just go ahead and.
It's a joke, dude.
Okay. Listen, you're the DM. You make those kinds of calls.
No, I applaud you guys finding a joke that I didn't fucking see in, like, one thing I named. But, like, God fucking damn it.
I feel like I missed something.
You did.
You
Yeah.
did. I'll go and can I go and recap to her?
Sure.
I wouldn't recap during somebody else's turn. You can recap on the side.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd say you can message each other right now. There is the Nessio and Vanessa thing going on.
I'll do it in the out of
I
session
repeat what
RP.
she said.
That'll work.
She said, "Sure, it would be wise to get some training in to warm up before we fight said turtle."
Sure thing. Okay, what are you guys going to focus on training right now?
I believe it was the Warcaster feat.
Warcaster, absolutely.
I can't type in Avery and Piper.
Oh,
I'll
shit.
just DM her.
Yeah, I'll have to fix that. Warcaster, absolutely. Okay. I'd say both of you go ahead and give me, say, a couple of concentration checks, since that's one of the big things about Warcaster as it is. Yeah, which you know, for simplicity's sake, that means Constitution saving throws. Assuming that you guys are, of course, trading spells at each other and trying to hold up some basic ritual. Just basically trying to maintain it and that kind of thing. Trial by fire and all that. I really need to find where the fuck I put those training rules.
So, con saves?
Yeah.
That is a 25.
25, solid. And then, of course, from Ministra, 29. Okay, decent teaching and solid response. And, of course, welcome in Alberon RPG. Glad to have you. Alright, so you guys do spend a decent chunk of those first couple hours of the morning trading spells, trying to reflect and resist the sort of magical impacts, which I would say, especially just given the sort of cantrip nature, you do notice the sheer level of intensity that fire and radiant spells do kind of give off while you're working through this. Because especially in gaining a feat and an expertise in learning how to resist those kinds of things, I'm sure that's all that... It makes sense to me that that would involve learning how to resist different sort of various statuses getting slammed against you, whether it's cold, whether it's fire, and things like that. But all the same, it goes off pretty smoothly. And if I recall correctly, was that the last training or the second to last?
Second.
For that feat. Second to last, okay. Because it was out of... Oh, third, okay.
Third time.
Third
they've
time,
done it.
okay, yeah. And 5 total for a full training. Fourth? Okay.
Well, this is their no.
Four, I thought,
I think
said
it's 4,
Vanessa.
okay. So you guys have one
It's-
more training round left, I think. Because I think you said second to
Hold on.
last, which would mean 4. There's 4 from there, and then there's...
What are they training?
No,
the
it'd be
Warcaster
third
feat.
because you didn't
Ah.
get approval for the last one, if I remember correctly. We didn't get the rules for the last one before that. They said that they trained, but there was no rules.
Oh, well, okay. Right, that was still on a previous day, so go ahead and give me the rules for that as well, then. Because we didn't get around to that. What you listening to, Ganny?
Joyride by Kesha.
Cool. 30. All right, and then the con save from Shannon as well.
13 total.
13 total?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
My brain off the top of my head isn't many. Wait, so that would average out to 21 and a half. Yeah, that meets the threshold. Okay. Cool. So you got one more day of doing that left, and then you got Warcaster. Very cool. Fantastic. So as you two are training, you again do notice that brazen intensity coming off of both of those spells. Even, as naturally coming out of a caster, magic does kind of take a color that's reflective of the user. Fire spells do seemingly naturally have that twinge of blue firelight coming off of them at their edges. They seem more intense, more hot, more dangerous. And then the radiant spells that you trade and cast while you're training in this, they seem almost like you're getting flashbanged every goddamn time. Even to the point where, some mild healing and piecing together does happen, where it's almost like you're treating a spontaneous, rapid, and very intensely bad sunburn. Even in just training and deflecting those spells. And so, finally, for their last adjustment to the morning, we'll move over to Piper as well. Piper, you awaken probably, in the second half of your trance, probably 4 or 5 in the morning. Finally, amidst the eclipse, the Phoenix Eye Eclipse, as it's been dubbed, with 2 half eclipses from both Euskia and Kamari in front of Felicia Menno, that itself also eclipsing in front of the sun, kind of painting the ground and everything around you sort of a fiery yellow, lighting up the aurora that's still present in a sort of firelight. Everything is bright, intense. The sort of wild instability of the magic that was noticed before with the aurora dissipated completely, and now just the sheer strengthened intensity of that sort of radiant magic amplified to the extent where, as I will mention for you again, for you at least mechanically, as I mentioned to everybody else, any radiant or fire spell cast while the eclipse is going, don't roll damage dice, it just does max.
What does it do to fire immunities?
There's still fire immunities. Also, as a side note, everybody who was present under this eclipse, at the very least on the continent of Kidding, has resistance to necrotic damage while this is up.
Cool.
Along with who knows what other effects may be present here. But as the morning is progressing, of course, you do notice some of Angel's kids are freaking out, in various states of fascination and just curiosity as well as uncomfortability given the sheer level of magical vibration that's happening as a result of this event. So, with all of that in mind, how do you spend your first couple of hours in the morning? Because Angel decided to fuck.
That's one way
No,
to put it.
it's not that. There's too much radiant energy, and they're love gods, and that what does it inspire you to do?
Angel decided to fuck, Avery decided to sketch the event, and Xanon and Venestra decided to train and research.
I don't know so much as what would Piccolo do, considering the kids are all at home in the Feywild, and we're kind of just gonna leave them there for a few days.
Yeah, which...
And Piccolo is an angel of a sorts of Angel and Nicodemus.
Of a sorts.
Yeah.
You bring up a valid point. Let me roll a percentile here for a sec.
The ability to switch to a god of an angel of Vistris. We have to go visit Vistris for her to take that now that we're done with the abyss.
There are some lingering effects. First of all, the presence of Angel being a goddess of love, and then Vistris being the goddess of tyranny, but also in some circles interpreted as the goddess of domination, and the fact that I rolled a 99 on the percentile.
I mean, if she was the goddess of domination, how the hell did Cosma dominate
Piper?
Huh?
I'm gonna need you to roll a performance check, Piper.
Oh, shit. Okay, cool. So,
As
All right.
First time in a while, Piccolo, no words spoken, jumps in and takes the lead.
Wow. You can need a
Oh no! Is he
with a natural 20 on his performance with a level of intensity that you have not really seen, let alone felt from him.
I'm letting you know you got your world rocked. There you go.
14 total? I'm just there
Yeah,
for the ride.
pun fully intended. There is a fire in his eyes, and you,
I'm immune to fire.
Yeah. You get your lava form brought out of you, and it is glowing with white-hot intensity.
I'm always in my lava form. It's the coolest form.
Yeah, and it is glowing white-hot as your morning is...
Brilliant.
Alarmingly productive.
She needs to a concert.
Yes,
A disadvantage.
Oh shit. Hold that door.
I won't go into details because it's not the right website, but it is what it is.
The first one, the disadvantage. Fuck, it helps if it stays in the thing. So 15 plus 4.
19?
Yeah, total. Because the other was a 16.
He needs to roll.
19. I'm gonna roll the DC real quick.
What he is? Yes.
Yeah, with what's going on. Okay. Eventually, after a couple of hours, and admittedly actually a little bit of delay even behind Angel and Nicodemus, as you make your way out to the dining room, you find yourself lightheaded, meeting the morning.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Most people don't know what that means. Person who's been pregnant 3 times. Shit.
Real life. On a constant basis. I get you.
And Piccolo standing proud next to you, having turned the sheet that you guys had with your bed into a toga, presenting himself, perhaps rightfully with those roles, akin to a Greek god.
As long as it's not we're good.
I'm going to let you know the first thing that Angel says when she sees her in the toga, with him in the toga, we really need to get Mistress out of his system.
Oh, I think I did.
Oh.
All into hers.
Ew!
Oh, that makes sense.
Piper just looks at you and goes, or Piccolo goes, ew!
You liked it. Let's eat breakfast.
I don't know. Nobody needs to know.
Kind of an open secret, babe.
I don't usually take the lead, but I did today too, so.
Here's the thing. I don't care what goes on in other people's bedrooms. Please don't discuss it with me.
Oh, I haven't gone into a full discussion. I can start telling details.
No.
No, but I had
things done. She don't ask me when I have things done.
I mean, are you sure I can go through this full diagram with the cinnamon roll and this breakfast sausage, and we can...
After Angel walks up,
Yes, Angel? You said what?
I took the lead today, fist bump. That doesn't ever happen.
Yeah, the mercurial...
So proud of herself for 2 minutes.
Sort of plating on him has completely dissipated and faded off of his form, and he is glowing with a near metallic rose tinge.
Oh no, am I mercurial in any way, shape, or form?
Roll a perception check.
Fuck. I'm gonna have a Vistress baby. Ew.
It's gonna burn.
Well, let's hope that my freaking... Okay.
None of the evil children ever make it out easily.
It would be +2 for level 22 to the perception, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 13 plus 5?
13 plus 5.
18.
along the many lava channels that kind of comprise a lot of your dress and a lot of your physique in this form, you notice there's a distinctive, almost quicksilver-like metallic sheen running along many of them.
Great.
Speaking of which, roll me a d8.
Yay. We still haven't even built the other kids. We haven't even built them.
I know.
That's a 3.
Okay. For the next 3 hours, you can impose disadvantage on any targets that you have for any kind of charm effect.
That's how Vestris work.
In other words,
We
impose
have
domination.
a lot of characters in our party who do charm shit.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be you that casts the spell.
I understood the implication.
I'm just letting you know that Angel went over to Piper because she's never the one leading, and she like literally went, I don't stop for that because I wasn't the one.
I will talk to him in private about how it went this morning, about the way it started. Because, oh boy. Essentially, I would rather talk about that in the channel because it sounds like something Dusty would do. What Piccolo would do is something Dusty has done. So.
Yeah, but she's like, she offers a fist bump because she's like, finally.
Now I'm also going to look over the various delegations, and I'm going to see which crew kind of makes their presence known first here. So, 2, 3. Okay. Roll a d10. Oh. Okay. None of the ones that actually have any stock in negotiations. The local townsfolk, Ellenwyn, and the observers from just the Arcala government are the first ones to wake up, observing this event. I mean, of course they do. It's local. And they wander outside, almost completely ignoring the breakfast table at first.
I mean, you could take it out to eat outside. I mean, you could get a plate and take it outside.
You catch them looking up at the sky. They've taken some eclipse glasses that Griffin has made, of course, and they're looking up at it. They're documenting it. They're writing it down. Very much still on the same documents and the same scrolls that they brought, just to kind of observe the whole initial elements of the negotiation.
Is Tansy painting it?
Oh, yeah, she is.
Is Amber, are you playing Votalia or
Piper?
No.
Piper.
Piper.
Votalia, don't
I thought
be
Piper was
here.
a fae. How is she lava?
Piper is a fae. She's an Eladrin,
Is an Eladrin.
specifically
Eladrin.
as an event that happened earlier in Season 1. She transitioned from a seasonal Eladrin, which is their typical form, to a disaster Eladrin, which means her seasons got swapped for depictions of natural disasters.
Ah, okay.
And of course that makes complete fucking sense. The next ones to wake up are the Star Elves. Very lightly partaking of the breakfast and just looking through the windows.
I kind of want to know what some of the kids are doing. That's what I'm going to ask the DM. Well, I want to know what the conversation is. If they are like, this feels weird.
There's an air of giddy excitement, anxiety, confusion, fascination. It's a miasma of they don't know how to react to this.
I have a question. How are I only have 2 gay seer children.
Yeah.
No, I have 3. 4.
Your gay seer children and your Arlean children, as well as actually your Alara children, as the moons are absolutely part of this. They are all bright as shit. All of your gay seer kids, normally orange fiery glow. Blue fire.
Having a rough day this morning, kid?
All of your Arlean kids, they look actually a little bit darker than they normally do. But there's a sort of orange fiery tinge to where that normal sort of sunny gold is. And then finally, a similar sort of displacement for a lot of your Alara kids, except for that sort of off blue corona that seems to be just ambiently glowing off of them, whether it's glowing in their eyes, glowing in their hair, whatever.
Oh, so question for that quick question.
Yeah.
How drunk are the Arkan?
Well, they are fucking plastered.
We are not starting a fight here. You're gonna go out, start a fight. You go outside.
Mom, we're not gonna fight. It's an eclipse celebration.
Thorin.
Fireball whiskey. There's a
Thorin.
Phoenix thing going on.
Thorin, do not make me tell your girlfriend what you are like right now.
She'll take advantage. Usually.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say I'm drunk. So we have a warm feeling.
Considering we have dwarves arriving today, we might want to...
Oh, no.
I don't want fights started today, like they were the last time they visited.
You say that.
A bar-time brawl does not happen in an elven home.
What about outside of it?
You can do it outside.
Sounds like a plan. Better verticality there to use the wings.
Mm-hmm. It's usually just you three fighting each other for whatever you decided to fight each other for.
Don't tell the guards or I'll get an FUI.
Flowing while intoxicated.
Fighting under the influence. Or flying under the influence.
Oh yeah. And your Arkan kids immediately just bolt outside, almost ripping the door off its hinges, almost, and immediately just start wailing on each other in the air, and you can already tell their flight is completely imbalanced.
I thought that the drinking made them even more intense, not more out of balance.
Seems there may be some other side effects of the day's events.
I need your horns, please.
And what if we say no?
Then you can count your dates that are happening this weekend off the calendar.
My own garden for dates.
Mm-hmm.
Those dates. Right here.
There's only 3 of you.
Yeah, and all 3 of them drop their drinking horns. They all clatter to the ground as what spills forth from them is this incredible smelling orange, sort of amber-colored liquid that itself sort of immediately starts melting the snow around it and gives off a heat like a mold cider.
He's just gonna pick up all 3 of them and then carry them.
Given that you're actively touching it, I will need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw against that temptation.
Damn it. I don't need this right now.
Arkans are Arkans, after all.
With an 18 on my wisdom save, that's not bad. That's not bad. Plus
18
6.
total?
Yeah, no, plus 6. Good.
24?
Good. 24? As my voice gets higher,
Their DC was 22, you're fine. But you do kind of find yourself as you're trying to hold them up, one naturally kind of accidentally slides down your arm and gets close to your face, and you can immediately kind of feel that urge to, no, let's not, okay, God, it smells good, but no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it smells as refreshing as a spring drink and as comforting as an autumn one at the same time. It's a weird combination.
Bad.
You can spice booze.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, it's the strongest booze.
It is very spicy.
Don't make me do this. She goes inside and looks over it. Is Avery outside, or is he down? Are him and his lady downstairs now?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say everybody has kind of coalesced and collected down there if everybody's kind of into doing so.
We're also going to let, she's looking over there. She's going to do something for Avery, but she first of all is handed a Violet Silver. I got these because I know you're in trouble with Griffin for accidentally messing up one of his comic books. I don't know which one it was, but I got these, so I thought you might want to deliver them, or at least give them to him as a gift, and hands her over the 2 first DC comics. Oh.
This is all while all of the Eclipse glasses are getting distributed to everybody, of course. As the Sizathier are the next ones to go ahead and make their way down into, of course, the dining room, taking stock in, with no less a fascinated expression of the skies above.
With the plastic as fine as it is, Angel's gonna go over to Piper. Are you serious? This is wrapped in, like, pristine new plastic.
Real quick, what did I miss? Because I was in the bathroom.
She's gonna go, well, everybody's outside. The Arkan children had to go fight outside. And they're getting, they might get an FUI. Fly under intoxication.
Flying under the influence.
Okay.
So she walks over to Piper. Piper, these are DC comics in pristine plastic.
Yes.
Where'd she get them?
A place in the abyss where lost things go.
I don't think these were in the abyss. She didn't say that these were in the abyss.
Those weren't.
Oh,
Those
I
ones
thought we
were.
were thinking okay.
The stuff they got from the dragon last night. She just goes over to Piper.
That was the context I needed.
There you go.
Where the crap did she get these? I'm gonna have to ask her. So she's gonna wait for Griffin to finish passing out the glasses to the news people that came downstairs. I know you're kind of pissed at me about something. I did one of your comic books. Didn't mean to mess with the plastic.
So
Looks over to Griffin. I might have something to make up for that.
Do tell.
Pulls out both of those comics.
He watches his eyes dilate. I'll take those.
Are we square?
Yes.
Okay, good.
For now.
Why do you do it like that? That's so mean.
Because I like to torture my siblings.
Why do you always torture me more than you torture the others?
You just don't see me torture the others.
Well, the others don't read your comic books
You sure?
while lactating. That was how the other comic got messed up.
Here's some Eclipse glasses in case you want to look up at that.
Gave me some of the last clips we had.
Yeah, these are
You made me some.
a little different because that's a lot different.
I know. I took advantage.
I don't need to know.
Apparently I get to know everybody's business even though I don't want to. So Angel says as she walks away.
Alright.
Being a love goddess has its ups and downs.
As all of the delegations collect themselves with finally the sun elves making their way down, which they're not, magically reflective sun elves. They're just sun elves because that's the environment they adapted to. Similarly to wood elves, they're even still all the same fascinated by what they're seeing. Each one respectively taking notes, and it is, despite the power present with some of the people here, they are oddly silent, collectively silent in this sort of sky-gazing event.
Angel's still gonna approach Avery and
hello.
So how are you guys this morning?
We are excellent. We got to watch a very spectacular astrological display.
Still in a lot of pain. This is the craziest sunrise I've ever seen.
I have a question for DM. Would we have had time to discuss the possibility of perhaps creating her 8 exosuits for her to come along with us?
I'd say it was a topic briefly broached in the night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're saying anything to them. The microphone's not picking it up, or are you just mouthing words to us?
No. I'm mouthing words to a song.
Okay. It was briefly broached.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be open to the option. Because I have this thing where I miss you. And I get kind of pissy when you're gone. And sad. So, I'm open to the option.
It's obviously not a permanent solution, but I miss you too.
We can talk with my guy from, where did we go last season? I did it again! Where do we go last season? With all of the robots?
Mechanist.
Thank you. Mechanist. We can ask my guy from Mechanist. He might be able to make her something. If he wants to take a break from actually making the underground.
I'd like to make it so that way I can upgrade it. There is a very loud owl outside.
As one of Piper's owl and are freaking the fuck out. Gesundheit.
We never clarified, did Hedwig and Headache's egg ever hatch?
Not recently. However,
that egg has been incubating for 3 fucking years.
Is it with you right now?
Yes. She wouldn't leave her pet anywhere, just like Angel doesn't leave Soma anywhere.
Hedwig and Headache are in my bedroom.
Soma slept on top of our floor.
High or low?
Hi.
Okay. Natural 5. No immediate activity as of yet.
Do you still candle it to see if there's a heartbeat? It's one of those moments of candling it.
Yes.
Inexplicably, it's still alive after 3 years of incubation.
I don't like this. This bodes horribly for all of us. As an Angel says as she looks at the egg. This bodes horribly for all of us.
Roll me a nature check.
Me or her?
Her.
Can I?
The druid. It's like, have the druid roll the nature check.
Can I roll, or just posterity?
13 plus 11?
24?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not a high DC to recognize this. Some birds, especially when it comes to the process of hatching, this can also apply to reptiles, or pretty much anything that incubates in an egg initially. Sometimes they need help out of their shell.
Uh-oh.
Can I tell if it needs help out of the shell?
Roll me a medicine check.
That's my best one.
Watch it be a nat 1.
Don't jinx it.
11 plus, so if it's expertise, would it be a +4 then?
It's +4, isn't it?
What's your modifier right now?
Right now it's 17 at level 20.
Okay, and then do you have the extra bump to your proficiency from Epic? Is your proficiency bonus 6 or 7?
5.
Your proficiency
I
bonus
don't-
is a 5.
Yes, because we have not PDF'd to where we can go at that big
Okay.
levels yet.
Yeah, go ahead
That's
and
why I'm
add 2 more to
asking.
that.
Okay. That's what I was wondering.
So
So
what you
11
get?
plus 19, so that's a solid 30.
30. You summon some light spells to try and get a good look at usually the embryo and the egg to kind of try and see kind of what's going on, what the health is. To your confusion, the light doesn't shine through the shell.
Uh-oh. It's ready to get through. It's ready
At
to get
all.
out.
It's only when you finally hold it up to the window with the orange light coming in from the aurora and the eclipse that you see what is in the shell.
And what's in the
A
shell?
flitting firelight. Dancing and bouncing along the inner walls of the shell, but not hard enough to knock against the interior, nor really make any escape. And it begs the question, how long has it been rattling along the inside?
Question you.
This has been a thing for about 2 years.
Megan.
IRL years. What's up?
Considering that Piper and I would probably check on that egg together every day, at least once, or at least every week, since she was that when she was in the Feywild. Considering I was concerned about it.
Until this event is what he's saying.
Yeah, you have not been able to see into the shell. You haven't even been able to crack it. It's been harder than you've expected.
Is there any way that
Against this light, you can see what's inside.
Can we try to crack it?
what if we use fire?
Let
We can try fire.
let me clarify here. How would you like to crack it?
If it only is now visible after 2 in-game years, but 3 real-life years. Fire. First of all, it's the Phoenix eye eclipse, and there's a little fire bouncing around the inside of this thing.
It's an hourglass. So can we?
We need fire. Piper's going. Okay, I'm gonna say that out
Do you
loud.
hand it over to Angel? Who's?
Yeah.
You want me to burn it?
Yes. I don't have any fire spells at the moment.
I'm letting you know. She just takes a deep breath.
Go ahead. I'm fireproof. She's just like, oh shit.
Basically, dragon breath on it.
Dragon's breath.
Dragon breath.
At what level?
I'm only gonna do it at level 5. It's a baby.
Level 5?
I'm gonna kill it.
How much will
Yeah.
how much at level 5, what's the damage output?
DM, I have expertise with dragon skills.
Yes. And what's the damage output for a level 5 fire breath?
Ah, I don't have a level 1. There's no level 1 to that.
I'm asking for the numbers here.
It's 5.
How many 5d6, so 30.
If it's a phoenix, it'll be fine.
Okay.
If it's a literal flame bouncing around the inside of this thing, it'll be fine.
It's gonna get hotter.
Might even get stronger.
Okay.
Exactly. What he
Okay.
said.
As you blast out this flame, you finally get a first insight into just how intense fire magic is today, as it's less like that wide spread of fire that you're used to and more like a butane torch has been lit out of your throat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so it's very concentrated.
Yeah.
Yes.
In that one spot. Cool, my clothes or everything is not going to die on me. Okay, cool.
I'm just letting you know that's literally what she's been doing is practicing.
As you watch the eggshell itself begin to bubble, flake, and peel away like you're burning paint off of the side of a wall. Until finally the shell begins to blacken, darker and darker, like you see the shell turning to charcoal. You continue to see the firelight blitz and bounce around the inside of the shell until, in a moment, it dissipates and cascading out and through the fire breath and burning a hole through the ceiling like a concentrated bullet.
It's gonna cast Mindy.
What finally then falls clumsily outside the window and tries to right itself, glowing in a soft blue light with a blue burning corona all over its feathers. A lunar owlin phoenix.
I'm gonna look at Hedwig. I am so sorry you've been sitting on a fireball of an egg.
She missing a couple of feathers in her butt.
Hedwig just does this whole ass owl shrug and ruffles all of the feathers.
I can speak with animals innately, so she can talk back.
And as she does that, I told you how much it burned to lay that one.
I just thought because it was your first egg, it would
I
just
thought
hurt.
that too. This is weird. The feathers are blue. I don't think I banged a blue jay.
No, I think
did
her
bang your
pet
child.
did something to your baby.
They cold out there? Let me go see if they're cold out there. You are seeing steam rise from the snow outside.
Oh, that means
Slowly-
the egg
They're
got
slowly sneaking into the snow.
Just
Layers and layers of snow. The bird baby going.
How's Headache reacting to this? The ditzy boy.
just that full, like, 90-degree owl head turn, like, the fuck?
And y'all just turn sitting on them?
Look, I know I have, like, a smolder to kill for, but that's...
So good.
What happened?
Called Marquez.
You know how in Marquette, when you
Yeah.
both, you and Hedwig went to Marquette for the first time, sometimes you will turn white and then back to your normal, beautiful black feather form. And then she will be white normally, but then
Which, as a
randomly
note,
black invisible.
that is where they did the dew before that egg was laid.
So, that's why.
I was wondering why it took so long. I thought it was a dragon there for a bit.
I thought it was broken.
I thought it was a dragon there.
I thought it was like a dud egg that was never gonna hatch, or it was a rock form and it was never gonna be anything but a little blip that we saw before.
But it still pulsated with life, so it couldn't have been a dud.
Which, as
We
a
sat there
note
and
now,
watched
as
it.
you look at the inside of the egg,
Mm-hmm.
there is no yolk. It is full crystallized amber on the inside of that shell.
Oh, magic has a hard time getting out of amber. That makes so much sense.
And the shell itself, as you try and flake against it, it doesn't feel like that normal sort of calcium shell that you usually touch. It snaps a little bit like chalk or shale.
Wow. No wonder we had a hard time with it.
Nick, I have a question.
What's up?
What happens if we bang in Mercast today?
Lovey, we already fucked this morning. Are you sure you're that horny?
I think it's more
Surprisingly,
scientific
yes.
inquiry at this point.
Do you want to risk it? I don't know. Look, here's the thing. I don't
For the
know.
biscuit? Hell yeah.
At this point, it's scientific inquiry. I mean, look at what happened to that egg. As the slowly sinking owl baby just keeps going.
Also, looking in there where the yolk itself has been kind of hardened into amber, where what seems like is the bare remnants of the embryonic sac, looks like it's been hardened to diamond or quartz inside of that thing.
But your magic powers, as far as, like, Amoris, are stronger than mine. Right now.
Debatable. We're kind of doing this together, aren't we?
We're doing some things together, but you've been able to pull out more kinky dragon stuff than I've been able to.
Which, also as a note, that hatching event was loud enough that everybody else would have absolutely noticed.
Oh no, I mended the ceiling.
So everybody's heading to Piper's room going, what's that gunshot sound?
So
Yeah, it
here's
was
the
not
question.
dissimilar from that sound either. It was fucking loud.
She looks over at Nicodemus.
Who's setting off fireworks in Piper's room?
Weird things happen when we do that. What happens when we do it in Mercast during this situation?
Amira would float in, eyebrow raised. What are you lot doing? So my bird's egg finally hatched only because we figured out, and points to the slowly sinking fire owlin baby outside.
This now actually being assisted by its parents, little blue lunar burning owling, walks through the window as it just melts and gives way around its body, and it kind of stumbles in and just falls on its face as it gets past the windowsill.
Oh, can I roll to catch, because I am fireproof and we don't need it burning the floor.
Dexterity save.
So she's gonna look over at Nicodemus while Pyra's doing the dexterity save, and literally going,
there we go.
Come on, I want to know what happened.
15 plus 5, soft 20?
Soft 20? Yeah, you absolutely catch it. It's this little owl feathery nugget. You still feel that feathery texture, but there's this very present heat that's radiating off of it that feels almost like what happens when you drop a block of ice into a blistering hot pan. It's very strange in that way.
Well, yeah.
Lead-in frost.
Right, well, you two don't forget to get ready. We do have a dragon turtle to put out of its suffering. Says Zamira.
Which also from here, you guys do get a good look at kind of the coastal area, at least from this window. And you watch. There's a ship that's sailing in suddenly just gets pulled beneath the water. About the size of a Spanish galleon. Massive fucking ship.
It just had a
Had a morning snack.
Well, I was gonna say it had a Godzilla moment. There we go.
I kind of want to ask one of the time dragons to take him.
The time dragons try and wake up. I don't know. I don't.
Huh? You're kind of cutting in and out.
I don't know if we can.
What do you mean?
things felt a little weird here.
But I know why.
I mean,
Could
there's
it
a
be
solar
because of
event that's
the
doing some weird
eclipse,
things with
right?
magic. That might be
So-
part of it.
What'd you say, Joe?
There is the weird solar event that is doing some strange things with magic, of course. But at least as far as why time might be stagnating. Roll me an Arcana or Religion check.
Natural 20 for Arcana.
This would be considered, for all intents and purposes, one of the northernmost poles in the ring. Time zones get very finicky in places like this, even on Earth. You can be in a different position in time based on a couple of feet of movement.
And that is why Antarctica has a universal time.
Also, why the sun doesn't set in Antarctica.
During its
So it
summer.
didn't get eviscerated. It got
yeah.
swallowed, right, DM?
Yeah, there wasn't like any slow collapse or break of the ship. Just that massive ship just pulled down like a fucking scrap of metal by a
Straw.
magnet.
Almost like the turtle decided to breathe in. And the ship was just,
Yum.
yeah. Oh, an unintentional snack. Cool.
Watch, it was breathing through its nose.
And you do just hear the barest echoes of rumbling, cracking, and snapping of wood, deafened by water.
Just holding the baby bird.
And it
I don't
mimics
really want to fight that this morning.
Wait, the baby bird does that too?
How are we seeing that from Piper's bedroom?
Amir would go to leave to
I'm
go see if
mentioning that the bedroom window here is facing a little bit toward the coast. So that is
But the
somewhat-
bedroom window is all underground. All of the bedrooms are underground in the igloo.
Yeah. And one note is, especially with the windows, is there are a couple of mirrors that allow the ability to see outside. So there is that.
I feel like you just pulled that out of your ass.
Yes.
It's a decent justification, isn't it?
No,
Well, Sony said,
teasing
"Here,
you. It's
here's your
okay to pull
television."
things out of your ass as a DM. It's your job, but it was a
Joe,
stretch.
a better idea would be to say, well, Sony said, here you go. Here's your HD screen TV of the coast.
Fair. Mirrors or will Sony HD TV? Either way, that's my point is that that is visible from the window in here because it's not like a window that just goes into an ice wall.
So we had an agreement that we're not going to fight them until after the delegates are gone, and we're going to handle it in front of them. I don't know which one we
We're
want
not
to do.
we're not fighting it yet. We're just observing it right now.
And again, this is the barest hours of the morning right now that you guys are dealing with.
She still looks over at Nicodemus. I'm still thinking what happens when we have. I can't access the magic like you can right now.
We can try.
I did one thing and it put us down for 5 days. You did one thing and it like elevated you for 2. So I'm really confused how you got the
You've
upside.
done stuff
and
that's
I've got
elevated you too. And I've
Not
done
what I
stuff that's put me
mean.
down.
Yes, but you've got more of the flare going right now.
I do have a flare, don't I?
Stop. It's not what I mean. This past 2 years, it's been more you finding her than me finding her.
True.
I don't know. I think we should go to Merkest.
To bang?
Yeah. The only druid thing I know how to do. I'm gonna walk through that tree.
It's a druid thing to bang?
I'm gonna walk through the tree. Go to Burkess, motherfucker.
So you leave the house and you walk through the tree to go ahead and pop into Mercast real quick.
Yeah, just Angel's gonna leave the kids there for a hot minute.
Fuck's sake. Okay, I'm gonna be indisposed. You guys are okay, right?
Yeah.
She's horny. She can't help it. I'll be back.
This is just Piper.
Have fun, kids.
It's for science! Piper, for science! I must find out what happened to Weeping on this day.
Science, sure, as he walks after you and the tree closes.
Be like me and take a detailed sketch of what it looks like.
Well, where's Violet? Piper's like, well, where's Violet? I think she'll get interested by this.
Roll a performance check as you go ahead and switch over to Violet now.
Still a natural 20 for this. Oh my god, that's
Wow.
gonna fail my.
Yeah, you absolutely take the lead on that one, as
You're gonna
Nick, especially as
bomb
befuddled
tomorrow.
as he is, rolls a nat one. He had advantage. He got one twice. He was not anticipating this exchange.
I have a question. Because of what they are, what does it feel like in the city? Does it feed the city? Does it make it bigger? That's the question.
What does it feel like in the city? Oh, with the eclipse going on?
Mm-hmm.
The storm has gotten bigger and more intense in the city. Not so much for the inhabitants there, but at the outside of it, a lot more intense. And the tree as well, in particular, looks a lot fuller than it was.
Okay, I'm still asking the question. There's a god screwing in Merkest. Does it do anything to the city, or is it just the two of them reacting in the space?
It's the two of you making a decision.
She's trying to figure out how to unlock some of her powers. She hasn't been able to get as many as Nicodemus has, so it's just like...
Right. And any unlocks from either of you have happened as a result of births, rather than the results of activity.
You can look at she looks at Nicodemus. I thought it might do something. She walks back through the tree.
I mean, it's done something. Get back here. Round 2.
Oh, look, he's leading, and I roll lower.
More like he's trying to lead because that first engagement was double nat 1 was not a thing. Now it's a 13 naturally plus his performance modifier, but I digress.
Well, with a 32 coming from our performance modifier, that's...
While
guess
you
I make
both
up
are
for that.
enjoying yourselves, I'll get to if anything happens as a result of that in a bit. Now, as
Okay.
far as what Violet and
Violet.
Halcyon are doing, while those two are indisposed, because I doubt that whole exchange is going to take 2 minutes. Come on.
No, I mean,
Those two really
they
aren't
always come
in it
strapped.
for the quick.
Nope. They're in it for the big. So, Violet's absolutely like, that was so cool going there and finding all of those things and talking to another amethyst dragon, and it felt really cool. And just like you get to hear wigs coming out a little bit more every time. So amazing, so cool. The other night was so awesome.
As V would say, once training was done with Shannon and seeing that ship go down, would look at him. We should maybe go see if anyone survived and deal with that turtle.
You asked what was going on with Violet and Halcyon. Violet's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
It was
Last night was
exciting.
amazing.
It really was. You enjoyed yourself, did you?
It was amazing. I really like her. She invited us back for dinner. We have to bring Griffin with us.
We do.
She said she'd make something modern, whatever that means. I'm not quite sure what she's meaning there, but it'll be great. It'll be great anyway. Anything she'll make will be awesome. It'll be spectacular. So, how are you feeling about your ma and handling all that bullshit?
Complicated at best.
The fact that you didn't break an oath twice yesterday. That would be great.
It's a good thing I'm not a chastity paladin.
Oh my god. Violet rolled a 1.
Yeah.
That was how we ended the session.
Yeah.
I feel amazing.
I'm sure you do.
Are you okay?
I am.
Good. So... do you eat much your breakfast, though?
I mean, I'm eating plenty of it. To which, on this note as well, because again, this is planned for today, and I'm not going to delay it into another whole actual physical month. There is a snow fox that comes wandering into the house with a little scroll in its mouth.
Oh, look. Isn't that cute?
It's too cute.
That's cute.
Walks up to Ellen, the mayor of Arcala, and drops it into her hands. Good boy. You get on back to your den, okay? And it trots off, this little almost kind of happy and excited trance with that ever so delightful foxy yip as it skitters out of the house. She unrolls the scroll. Seems the dwarven delegation has been delayed. In light of monstrous complications on the sea routes and magical interference. In light of the
Great.
aurora.
Awesome. I don't know what that means for us. I get really confused.
Well, they've been delayed by messed up magic, which makes sense. And also, apparently, issues with sea travel as an alternative.
Well, we can handle the sea travel later today, maybe.
Wouldn't go blindly into it while you are all still drowsy, but...
I have a question. With what she is and getting everything back, would she know that she's pregnant at the moment?
For yourself, I would say roll a medicine check.
It's a 16. It's not bad. Plus 4 makes a soft 20.
You were usually very excited to catch the many aromas of breakfast in your grandmother's house. However, and you know that they are good quality, you know that they're well done, and you know that they could never make anybody sick, but there is something oddly repulsive about the eggs laid out amongst the banquet.
She's going to avoid the eggs. Eat everything but eggs.
And with that, wisdom and intelligence, you do put 2 and 2 together.
V and Mira, we've already heading out tired of putting off doing the job.
Okay. V and Amira, breakfast in tow, make their way out of the building.
Just woke up. I don't want to go to this morning.
So, with that in the morning in mind, everything gathered together, the quick morning moments finished out. What is everybody doing?
I'm doing good. I think we need a break so I can get a snack.
Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and call this for a moment for a 5-minute... we'll maybe do that. For literally no reason other than at the time when I started the session, could barely remember what the fuck we did. Because my brain is a delightful playground of informational retention, which is a great quality to have as a
you
dungeon
had a
master,
cookie.
but
You
it
had a
is what it is.
cookie. No, my baby boy. Just a minute. He's like, I want food.
I just wanted to say so badly. I know you weren't talking about Joe, but it sounded like you were talking about Joe, so I wanted to say he's an adult. He can do what he goddamn well pleases.
I'm talking to Joe. He knew it wasn't.
It was Leon.
Leon going, I would like food. And I'm like, but you had food. I just gave you a cookie.
No, you didn't, Mom.
I did. I fed you.
No, Mother.
I didn't.
Continuing.
Okay. So. As of course we come back from the break, I return with the question of what is everybody doing?
Angel and Nicodemus are trying to find out what happens when you bang him or cast.
Angel and
You're two
Nicodemus are
gods.
being Angel and Nicodemus.
Pepper is going to show a blue owl phoenix thing to Violet because
V and Amir are off to kill the turtle.
Yeah. V and Amir are already walking out the door while everybody is...
I'm kind of curious to see where this goes. Like,
Fairly awake and eating food.
I kind of want to see if we just let her.
Kinda, yeah. Kinda,
Like
yeah.
she's so powerful, she might just take it out on her own.
She might, but I'm also betting she also fights with necrotic magic,
Then
and
hold
that
on.
thing has necrotic magic.
Hold on. So above board here.
Disadvantage today.
Mm-hmm.
Not disadvantage, just resistance. But either way, above board. Venestra, are you willing to try and solo this thing? And everybody else, are you willing to witness Venestra try and solo this thing?
Piper is in the middle of trying to find Violet, so she is not aware of the goings-on.
We're not aware of it. Nobody knows what's going on. We also know that it's going to happen. We've explained on doing it this afternoon.
She says, sure, though Xanon is unspoken on what they wish to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we don't know.
Oh, Reese.
I'm following Venestra. I would like
Alright.
to hear things.
So Xanon's joining. Yeah, this is me addressing the players specifically on this.
Yes, I'm also going to point out something for the DM.
Bad. Don't you dare.
Avery's not a fighter, so if he doesn't have to fight this thing, then he's happy. If someone else takes care of it for him. Oh, cool. Awesome.
Piper, my pet birthed a child. Looky, looky. Ay, Dios mío, ay, Dios mío. You ever get one of those random moments where you just suddenly flash back to something that happened in your childhood that was super cringe and you're like, ugh?
Mm.
That just happened. And no, I don't want to talk about it.
I wouldn't expect you to.
Whoop. Whoop, what, little lady? Excuse me, somebody is getting angsty. Must see if has purple belly. Yeah.
There is messaging going on behind the scenes. I can hear it.
Yep. Saying it.
What?
Yep.
Plug my brain back into the game for a second here.
We've had longer.
Oh yeah, we have. I know. And it's not the first time we've had more than one BRB in a session. Either way, because emergency bathroom breaks and shit like that have been a thing before. Oh my god, my fucking foot. It's from my fucking toes all the way up to my ass cheek and a little bit up my back.
Oh,
It's just...
no, that's not your foot. That's your leg.
Yeah, the whole limb is fucked.
It started with your foot because you decided to sit on it and that it...
Oh, no, I didn't sit on it. I rested it on my knee, like, you know, sitting cross-legged like a platform or a table. I don't know where my... yeah.
So the way I have to rock my middlest kiddo, got it.
Joe, where did you read?
Yeah.
I have a question.
Fuck.
No, my mom has not received the package yet.
No, not that one.
Oh, okay. My
Give Joe a
brain's
moment.
back here.
He's trying to wake up his leg.
His leg took a nap.
It went into a coma. No, he's already said if he tries to stand up, he's gonna fall flat on his ass because he doesn't have use of
On
one
my
of
ass,
his
no,
legs.
I'm gonna fall flat on my face.
Oh, okay, yeah. He can't stand up with one leg. I mean, you can, but it's not easy.
My balance is already fucked, and one leg's longer than the other. And the cerebral palsy part of this equation just makes it so that if one leg goes down, I'm just disabled for a bit. Considering I do have to actually consciously think about putting one foot in front of the other, it's not an
Standing up
not
and
an
walking
unconscious
is
reflex.
excellent if one of your feet is half asleep. But no. Vanessa, have you ever sat on your foot for an hour? It's that feeling, but up his entire leg. I got a pillow in my chair because I don't want to deal with that shit. It's probably the flattest pillow you ever seen at this point, but still more than what it would be. Wait a minute. Huh. It's from the same couch as when we put in my sister's dorm apartment.
Okay, let's. Okay, the BRB is already over, and my leg's just fucked. Sorry about. For those that don't know about my many medical issues, actually, I think I already described it, but my leg is. It might as well have fallen off of my body right now, and it'll come back to life in a bit.
Dusty's freaking phone just scared me.
The baby seems not scared. The baby's exploring.
Well, because the baby cannot hear that far yet. I can. She cannot.
Baby looking around. Everything's so interesting.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, she talking.
Mm-hmm.
The lettuce.
Yeah.
Okay.
This stupid mouse don't want to sit.
I'm going to turn on the BRB one more time. I'm going to stand up and walk around just for a quick second to try and get that blood flow back.
Good
in
plan.
more than one place.
Get some water, please.
Hold on to something.
Z says just
May be the only second BRB that I do. Just trying to make the VOD look a little cleaner. This was a lot of back and forth. It's almost been 30 minutes since the original first BRB. For that, I am sorry for anybody watching, as well as anybody playing who's been excited. I hope that there has not been too much of a diminishment. Now, to say my leg is better. A few other things are a little bit worse, but it is what it is. Because I've been putting off this fucking fight for months.
When we left, we were discussing whether Xanon and V and Amira were going to fight it without us, because we're still waking up and they're not feeling like waiting.
Gotcha.
Yep. And no, but it would just. My brain is a soup.
It's all good. So.
And apparently the 90s called, they want their pixels back.
No, it's too fuzzy. It's a smooth blurry. 90s would be a lot more pixelated. Bigger pixels.
Ow, you pinched me.
Less pixels per inch.
Anyway,
Yeah.
let's settle back into it. Along with...
Vanessa says, it did just attack innocent peoples and cause a situation, so Shrug can't really wait to save people. I figured that's what it's been doing this entire time, and
I'll be right back. I gotta go change the sheets out on my bed.
like, we just happened to see that one.
It's all good. So... I'll just go ahead and make a round really quick for those that are not immediately rushing out the door. Is there any last little things that y'all want to go ahead and get done before we essentially switch scenes for a moment?
I need to figure out where am I just gonna leave Aiko in a room like somewhere and
I mean,
hope
she's able to walk. It's just, you know.
She wouldn't be too great in combat though.
Right. She wouldn't, however, be the only companion NPC that you guys have that would be reasonably left behind for an encounter.
Fair. And also, there was a point when Angel was against Avery going in person to this fight because of the whole Velix thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that still the case? Is Avery still gonna...
Well, I mean, he could probably watch and help out if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
There are options
could also,
for doing distance plays
yeah.
with this. It's a massive monster.
Yeah, and what we were...
Yeah.
I think another thing we were thinking is Avery could hop into like a... I think there was a necklace dimension thing. Yeah, and then we put that necklace on Aegis and Aegis fights.
I got you a necklace that would do it. I had
because I can't control Aegis from a distance, but if I'm there, then...
Yeah.
Actually, Aegis is his own... can be his own thing. He can function autonomously, right?
Yeah. He doesn't have...
well, he wouldn't be able to cast spells, though. He would need a weapon.
You have to cast spells through him, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he doesn't have as potent class flexibility as you do. It's
Aegis would be I think he'd be a fighter.
kind of. He sort of functions like that new operator in Rainbow Six Siege, the one that, you know, sends in the robots, that kind of thing.
I haven't played R6S.
Either way, it's the closest thing I can relate it to in terms of current media, but either way.
Angel's busy fucking too, and Robot Body is there to... Oh yeah, you're just recapping. Yeah.
And what is...
Okay. Minister posted an image of the person you were talking about.
Yeah. What are Violet and Halcyon doing?
Rylan and Halcyon will not be involved considering they just
Yeah, I'm not asking if you guys are going to be involved. I'm just asking what you're doing.
No. That's where we're at.
This must be what y'all are messaging about because that seems like a sore spot.
By the way, I said hi to Paul. I know, but I'm not gonna see it tonight. What are you there? You hungry? You want to know this? Yes, I am just trying to get you to go to sleep.